it's your first time here, select Start Tutorial. Welcome to the job site. Today, we're going to run EMT between device boxes at different heights using back-to-back 90-degree bends. The boxes are here where I'm highlighting. We'll end up with a piece of conduit running through a hole in the stud and perfectly bent to line up with the boxes. Since the boxes are at different heights, each of the stubs has a different rise. Our first job will be to calculate the rises so we know where to make the bends. Safety glasses are required on the job site. Use the grip button on your controller to pick up the safety glasses, then bring them towards your head to put them on. There you go. Now your eyes are protected. A high-visibility vest is important to ensure equipment operators and others can see you. Use the grip button on your controller to pick up the vest, then bring it towards your chest to put it on. Steel toe or composite toe boots protect your feet in case heavy equipment or machinery falls. Touch the boots to put them on. Great! Cut-resistant sleeves protect your arms. Use the grip button to pick up a sleeve. Great! Now put it on your other arm. Now do the same with the second sleeve. Now do the same. Gloves are required on all job sites. Use the grip button on your controller to pick up a glove. Great! Now put it on your other hand. Now do the same with the second glove. Great! Now put it on your other hand. Well done! Now your hands are protected. Next, use the grip button on your controller to grab the hard hat. Then, bring it towards your head. Great! Now your head is protected. Look at the whiteboard for your assignment. Here's a plan that shows the details. Let's read it together. Touch each of the highlighted areas to review the specs. This indicates that box B is 36 inches from the ground. According to this, box A is 48 inches from the ground. Looks like the boxes are mounted 48 inches apart and the connectors are 7/8 of an inch in from the studs. We can also see the take-up is 6 inches, though we can also find that on the bender. Lastly, looks like the factory holes are 28 inches from the ground. That's a good distance from the boxes, so we can just use those. No need to punch any studs today. See how some specs are blank? We'll need to fill those in as we make our calculations. Let's get started on that now. First, we'll find the rise for stub A, which is the distance from the bottom of box A to the bottom of the stud hole. The formula is on the board. It's also on a poster beside the board, where we'll keep track of all our formulas today. You'll need to memorize these, so pay close attention as we go. I'll give you time to review later on. Let's get our values. First, box A is 48 inches from the floor. Next, the stud hole is 28 inches from the floor. If we subtract the hole-to-floor distance, what's left is the box-to-hole distance, or rise. Now, I'm not able to do that math in my head, so let's use our calculator. $20's the correct value, so 20 inches is the rise for box A. Next, to find our mark for the first bend, we subtract the take-up from the rise. Here's the formula on the board and on the poster for later. The take-up for 3/4 inch conduit is 6 inches, so that's 20 minus 6. Let's use the calculator again. Touch the buttons to solve the equation. $14's the correct value, so our first mark needs to be at 14 inches. Grab the marker and touch it to the conduit at 14 inches. That's right. Grab the 3/4 inch bender from the table. Look closely at the head of the bender. See the arrow? You'll line that up with the mark on the conduit. Go ahead and slide the conduit into the bender like I'm showing you. Great. Let me just get this onto the floor. Look at the EMT on the floor so you can see how I bend it to 90. Just pull the bender handle towards you in a single continuous movement, applying steady, even pressure to the pedal of the bender to bend the conduit to 90 degrees. If you release the pressure at any time during the bend, you'll end up with kinks in it. Now that we've bent our 90, we got to make sure it's actually 90 degrees. Point at the torpedo level and press the trigger. I'm lining up the level against the conduit. There we go. This stub is right at 90. If the level showed us that the angle was off, we'd need to adjust the bend. Now let's check if we got the rise we wanted. Terrific! We've got a 90 stub up with a 20-inch rise, just like we measured. The bend is all set. I'll put these back on the table. We need to bend the other end too. Look back at the whiteboard. To find our second mark, we've got to know how long the conduit needs to be between the bends. We know from the plan that the boxes are mounted on studs 48 inches apart, and we know that each box's connector is 7/8 of an inch from the stud. Since we need our stubs to line up with the connectors, we've got to adjust for that. We'll need to double the connector allowance, since there are 2 connectors, then subtract it from the box-to-box distance to find the starting point for our second bend. The formula is on the board. Just plug in the box-to-box value and the connector allowance value to find Mark II. Which of these gives us the correct location for Mark II? Touch the answer you think is correct. Touch the Submit button. That's right. We need to double 7/8 and subtract that from 48. Let's measure 46 1/4 inches along the conduit, starting at the outer edge of the stub. To help get the measurement right, I'll just stand it upright on the floor. Grab the marker and touch it to the conduit at 46 1/4 inches. Not there. Here, where I'm showing you. That's right. Grab the 3/4 inch bender again. That's it. Take another close look at the head of the bender. Can you believe how much information is on this? See the star mark? Since this is a back bend, you need to align the star with your second mark, not the arrow. The hook of the bender's got to face away from the first bend. Go ahead and slide the conduit into the bender like I'm showing you. Line up the star on the bender. Great. Let me just get this onto the floor again. Look at the EMT on the floor so you can see how I do the back bend. Remember, whenever we bend to 90, we've got to check that it's actually 90 degrees. Point at the torpedo level and press the trigger. I'll just line up the torpedo level again. There we go. This stub is right at 90. Great work. The bend is all set. I'll put these back on the table. Okay, next we got to find the rise. Look back at the whiteboard. We've got back-to-back 90-degree bends now, but the stub for box B is way too long. We need to cut it, but to what length? Remember, the formula for rise is box height minus stud hole height. The same calculation we used for stub A. Just plug in the values for box B. Which of these correctly applies the formula to find the rise for box B? Touch the Submit. That's right. We need to subtract 28 from 36. When we solve that, we get 8 inches. So that's where we'll make Mark III. We'll mark the conduit 8 inches up from the bottom of the second bend, then use a hacksaw to cut it. Grab the marker and touch it to the conduit at 8 inches. That's right. Take a step over and I'll adjust this conduit so you can cut it. These vices will hold it securely in place while you cut off the excess. Grab the hacksaw and line it up with your mark. Move the saw back and forth to cut off the excess conduit. Nice! That's the right length now. Check out the end we just cut. Cutting metal can leave burrs and sharp points. A reamer will smooth those off so it's safe. Touch the reamer on the table. I'm highlighting it. Yep, I'll ream the conduit to remove any burrs. Great, now the conduit can reach both boxes when we run through the hole in the stud. But see the way it's bent? There's no way to run the conduit through the studs. We're going to have to cut it in two, then use a coupling to reconnect it. Let's just hold the conduit up to the wall and mark a spot to cut it. Grab the conduit and the marker. Head over to the wall and hold the conduit where I'm showing you. Head over to the wall and hold the conduit where I'm showing. We need to cut it midway between either of the studs. Let's cut it here. Touch the marker to the conduit where I'm highlighting. Exactly. Let go of the conduit. I'll cut it this time. Let me just ream the cut ends. All right, now that'll fit between the studs. We're ready to install. Grab this piece of conduit. I'll set the other one down for now. To keep the conduit secure, the EMT slides into a connector on each box. Go ahead and slide that piece into the connector like I'm showing you. Great, I'll hold it there. You need to use a screwdriver to secure the conduit in place. Grab it from the table. Use the grip button to grab the screwdriver from the table. Tighten the screw on the connector by twisting it clockwise. Use the screwdriver to tighten the screw on the connector. Twist it clockwise. Use the screwdriver to tighten. Twist the other way. Twist the other way. Got it. That's secure. We need to use a coupling to connect the two pieces together. Grab the coupling from the table and slide it onto the end of the conduit you just installed. Slide the coupling on. Now just tighten the coupling with the screwdriver like you did with the box connector. Twist the other way. Looks good to me. I'll install the other side of the conduit. Notice I remove the box, then put it back once the conduit's installed? With everything bent to such precision, sometimes removing the box is the only way to get the conduit to fit. It's always important to label your work at each end so nothing gets mixed up. Include the panel name and the circuit number. Grab the marker from the cart and touch it to the conduit just below each box. Great! Now touch the marker to the conduit just below one of the electrical boxes to label it. Not there. Touch the marker to the conduit just below the electrical box. Perfect! All that's left is to secure the conduit to the studs. According to code, it must be secured vertically within 12 inches of each device box, and horizontally at least every 10 feet. Let's do the vertical supports first. Grab the vertical support and the screwdriver from the table. Grab the vertical support. Look at box A. Attach the support to the stud about halfway between the box and the bend, where I'm highlighting. Use your screwdriver to secure the support to the stud. Use your screwdriver to secure the support to the stud. Twist it clockwise. Fantastic! This support looks good to me. I'll install the support under box B. Now we just need the horizontal support. Grab it from the table. Look at the studs. 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 This support goes inside the hole in the stud, and the conduit rests on top of it. Put the support in the center stud hole to attach it. Put the support in the center stud hole to attach it. You got it! That conduit is fully supported now. Fantastic work running conduit between boxes at different heights. Next, you're going to try it on your own. But you need to remember all the formulas we used today. I will not give them to you. If you want, take a minute to review the formulas on the poster. When you're ready to move on, touch the Ready button.